Hey guys, SJW Central here. Welcome to the SJW Rundown, where we walk through all the SJW related news we have currently. And before I start, I'd like to thank you guys for the great support on the first episode of this series. Don't worry, it will get better. So the first thing I'd like to talk about today is Tinder going full blown SJW and added tons of new genders for you to pick. I tried to download the app and fiddle around with it, but it didn't roll out where I live yet, and hopefully my girlfriend won't find out about it. Considering what this update is, it's not a bad thing for us. Yes, the company is following left-wing lunacy, which isn't new to us, but it helps you get better matches. Trans men and trans women can finally match with people who are actually looking for them, and not with people who would think they were lied to. And all the mentally ill attack helicopter pansexual demi-boys would be classified as such, giving you guys the opportunity to completely sidestep this crazy, and this is essentially just crazies waving around their red flags in public. So thank you Tinder for helping all the single men, women, trans men and all the crazies out there again. The second story we have today is a very sad one. The young turds did a big oopsie.
Oopsie!
Jasmine Barnes, who's a 6-year-old little black girl, died when a gunman shot her, her mom, and her sister in their car, in what was later determined to be a case of mistaken identity. The first description of the gunman was that he was a 40-year-old white male, and the young turds rushed to judgment, calling the guy a terrorist, blaming Trump for it, who basically with his rhetoric encourages people to kill black folks with their guns that they have a permit to carry, instantly politicizing the murder for his own benefit, pushing anti-gun, anti-white, and anti-Trump propaganda. And if you don't believe me, you can see it for yourself.
A manhunt is currently underway to find a killer who attacked seemingly at random a family, driving up next to their car, shooting multiple members of the family and murdering 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes. The gunman has been described as a bearded white man in his 40s who was wearing a red hooded sweatshirt and driving a red pickup truck at the time of the incident. Police told The Times that they're still establishing a motive and have not ruled out the possibility of a racially motivated hate crime. Important to note that while he is a white man, the family is black.
So was he politically motivated? Was he religiously motivated? Was he ethnically motivated? We have no idea. Or, hey, everybody's got a gun, and oh God, it's so much fun to shoot them. Okay, and then, oh, well, like a 7-year-old died, whatever. I had fun shooting my gun. Was he just mentally unbalanced? I don't know, because everybody in the country's got a gun. So this is what happens when everybody has a gun. And look, you know what we're all thinking. Why did he do it? No. And only one possible reason pops up, but it could be something else. But right now, the only thing that separates him and her is the race. And so, but maybe it's not that. Maybe it's something else. But whatever it is, it's what I referred to earlier. Of all people, Chelsea Manning taught me this phrase recently: stochastic terrorism. It's when people are encouraged by leaders to do violent acts. The leader doesn't say kill this specific person, doesn't say you should target Jasmine Barnes. It just encourages you to hate a certain group of people. And then random unbalanced people in the country pop up and do the violence on their behalf. And that's called stochastic terrorism. And that's what this one looks like.
The police later found out that the two men in charge for this heinous crime were both black men, which will sadly won't be talked about since the media constantly ignore black on black crime. Our last two stories are more lighthearted and funny, so I'll save the best for last and start with the third one, which is Soldier 76, an Overwatch character, which I think is a default one or the first one you've ever played in the game. Happens to be gay now, Dumbledore style. And for those of you who don't know, he's just the macho man soldier character closest to the Call of Duty feel of run and gun in the game, which makes it super weird that he's suddenly gay. Blizzard's stock right now is falling down with all the Diablo mobile debacle, and they made a sad Kevin Spacey attempt right there to garner good coverage since they have been hammered in the last 2 months by gamers. And most people are calling it out for what it is: ridiculous. And like I said, I saved the best for last, and it's also an Overwatch related story. A girl named Ellie, who was supposed to be competing in one of the pro leagues of Overwatch, was arrested out of competition, or at least that's what the gaming journal said happened. What's super weird about this story is even though all the players in the league disclosed their identity, Ellie was the only one who chose not to reveal herself and therefore was suspected of not being a girl actually. The journals called anyone who questioned her and her identity an harasser and made a big fuss about it. Turns out Ellie was just a Smurf account of a male pro gamer named Punisher who's ranked something close to the top 500 in the world of Overwatch, and he called what he did a social experiment. Even though Ellie was actually a guy, funnily enough, the media still tries to paint it as a gamer girl harassed out of the league story instead of Punisher proving that while he is a guy, he couldn't compete at the highest level, but since he was a girl, he got in right away without his identity even being confirmed. Affirmative action in action. But that's it for today, guys. These are all the stories we have for you. I'd really appreciate it if you drop a like on this video and share it around. You can follow me on Twitter or on Facebook where I post daily SJW related memes for your enjoyment. If you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description and you can always buy our merch. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Hello, my name is Jane. I'm social justice